Welcome to Montessori Matters with Blessing Fort-Ike. In this video, I discussed how to deal with tantrums in children. Tantrum is an uncontrollable outburst of anger, frustration, typically in young children. They display a tantrum when they are hungry, tired, worried, or feel ignored. They might express it through shouting, hitting, crying, falling on the floor. When they do this, is probably when they are in the between the ages of 1 to 3. So I would say it is common in children between the ages of 1 to 3 years old, because they've not gotten enough words to express their emotions, their desires, and their feelings. While for children, that's the older ones, between the ages of 4 to 6 years, they display a tantrum probably because they haven't developed or they have not been taught how to express and manage their emotions. When you say emotions, now you're talking of their desires and their feelings. However, tantrums can gradually disappear if well handled, especially in when the children are between 1 to 3 years. Even when they are between 4 to 6, if you are very deliberate, a tantrum can gradually fade away. In this video, I discussed how to reduce the tendency for children having tantrums and how to manage tantrums if they eventually occur. So what are the things you do to reduce the tendency for your child to have tantrums? The first thing I will recommend is that meet their basic needs. Make sure their basic needs are met before embarking on trips. Maybe you want to go on shoppings, you want to go for shoppings, you want to go for meetings, you want to go for, it might be church meeting, any meeting you're going for. Make sure their basic needs are met, because children throw tantrums when they are hungry. So ensure that they are well fed. They are not hungry before embarking on your journey, on your trip, or they are not feeling tired or feeling sleepy, because when they feel sleepy, they have the tendency to have tantrums. So what you do to reduce it is to make sure these basic needs are met before embarking on trips with them, or you make sure you make provisions for these basic needs as you go on the journey. Another thing you can do to reduce the tendency of children having a tantrum is to reduce stress and overstimulation. Stress, a child is tired, can make them have tantrum. Let me give you an example. A child just coming back from school, left home maybe since 7 o'clock, coming back 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. The child have not rested, not even taking a nap, or having had his bath. You are calling the child to come and do his homework. It might lead to the child might feel stressed and start having tantrums. So what you do, you allow the child to rest, or let the child feel refreshed by having his bath, or let the child take a nap before going into any other activity. Or overstimulation. When the place is overstimulated, it can lead to tantrums. I can't go into that now because overstimulation is a topic on its own, but just make sure that the activities, the toys, the materials around the child are not causing overstimulation to the child. Another way you can reduce the tendency of children having tantrums is to teach them problem solving. How do you do that? Ask them questions like this. What if a sibling or a friend snatched your toy from you? What will you do? The child will respond. So you will now walk through the solution with the child. No, you are not supposed to chat. Maybe probably the child said, I will scream, or I will go back and snatch the toy from the person. So you say, no, that's not what you need to do. What you need to do is to ask politely, please, can you give me back my toy? And if the child or the person refuses to return it back, you report to an adult that's working through the child to find out the solution, which is problem solving. Or you can ask questions like this: when you feel hot or feel cold or you feel hungry, what do you do? So you walk the child through the solution. Or you ask for food, or you say, mom or miss, this, I'm feeling hot. May I take off my cardigan, or may I take off my jacket? So instead of you crying, screaming, you should ask that you should take off your jacket or your cardigan, or you should ask that they should turn on the AC or turn on the fan. So whatever the answer is, will depends on how you will now explain to the child, no, this is how you walk through to get the solution. So whether you're hot or you're cold or you're hungry, this is what you do. The last thing I will recommend for you to be able to reduce the tendency for children having a tantrum is identify the trigger and prevent it beforehand. How do I mean? Let's say you've over time you have observed that your child usually have tantrum when he's feeling sleepy. He becomes cranky, or when he's feeling hungry, he becomes cranky and have tantrums. So what do? You look for her to stop it. So you tell the child, whenever you are feeling hungry, don't cry. Tell mommy or tell Miss Blessing, or go to where your lunch bag is, or go to the fridge to get your food. There is no need crying. There's no need rolling on the floor. You have nipped it in the bud, but it's okay. It's time for the child to sleep, and once he's feeling sleepy, he feels cranky, you tell the child when it's time, through observation, you tell the child to take a nap. With these few things, you will be able to reduce the tendency for children having tantrum. But I must say this, sometimes, no matter what you do, tantrums are inevitable. So what do you do when it occurs or when it occurs? The first thing you do, show empathy. Empathy, like I always say, is not agreeing with the child. It's just seeing things from the child's perspective. So empathize with the child. Oh, I know you are not happy, you are sad, or you are angry that he snatched your toy. Oh, sorry about that. After acknowledging the child's feelings, then you cannot tell the child how he ought to behave, how he ought to respond subsequently. Then the next thing you do when tantrums happen is that you stay calm. As the adult in charge, as the adult around, whether the teacher, the parent, you must stay calm. Don't give in to shouting and hitting. When you do this, you make things harder for yourself and your child. And you make your child feel or think that screaming is a way to resolve issues. And that is not nice for you. It's not nice for your child. The next thing I would say that you do when you observe a tantrum is to take your child away from the scene. It's very important. Ignore anyone giving you that look of, what is all this? If that was my child, I'm going to knock him, I'm going to just ignore the people around, because sometimes you just see people giving you that look of, if I was the one, this is what I would do. Calmly take your child away from the scene, calm your child down and calm yourself before coming back to the scene. Might be in a church, it might be in a meeting, just calmly take your child away from that scene. It might even be in a shopping mall. Take your child away from that scene and ignore anyone giving you that look, and calm your child before coming back to this to the scene, and you are okay. Everybody is okay. Then another thing you can do to help your child and help yourself during tantrum is to use consequence for aggressive behavior. What do I mean? maybe your child is having a tantrum and he throws things or he flings things or hits someone. What you do is that you take away the toy for some time. For some time, the child will not have access to that toy. That is a consequence. Or if a toy got broken, don't replace that toy. It's a way of the child seeing the consequences of tantrum. Then the last one I will recommend is that I will say, do not reward tantrums. Because when you do, you empower the child to keep on, your child to continue with it. Let me give you an example. Maybe you are in a shopping mall and your child wants you to get something for him or her, and you said, no, sorry, I can't get that for you now. And the child is having a tantrum. So maybe it's getting too embarrassing for you or getting too hot for you. So, okay, let me just get it. Once you do that, that means you are rewarding a tantrum. And once you do that, the child will continue in it. So this is it. It's that simple. And I believe that you've gotten some ideas, some techniques to reduce the tendency for children having tantrums. And if it eventually happens, you've gotten some tips to handle it. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and share with your contacts. I will see you in the next video. Thank you.